The trial of 12 Catalan politicians involved in an independence bid 16 months ago has begun in Madrid. The defendants are facing charges of rebellion, sedition and misuse of public funds for carrying out a referendum, despite a judicial ban on doing so. Many of the politicians have been in custody since shortly after the poll was held, and those accused of the most serious charges could face up to 25 years in jail. Well, it was Spain's biggest political crisis in decades, and separatist campaigners say it's a political show trial. Lawyers representing the jailed politicians also don't believe the proceedings will be fair.
We might give the impression there won't be a fair trial. That's not because we're capricious, but because we have a list of arguments to objectively back that case.
Well, to give us some more background on this case, we're joined now by the journalist James Badcock, who's on the phone for us in Madrid. James, the trial has just begun in the Supreme Court. Can you bring us up to date on the proceedings so far?
Yes, the 12 accusers, they've sat down in court in the front row. Oriol Junqueras, the former deputy premier of Catalonia, who is accused of rebellion and faces, as you say, up to 25 years in prison. Today, we're not expecting to hear for any of the accused to be cross-examined. That will probably start later in the week. What we're hearing are lawyers, so far the lawyer for Junqueras and Raúl Romeva, basically putting forward procedural issues, questions, wanting certain evidence that's been refused to be included. And generally, in the case of Andrew van der Ende, the lawyer for Junqueras, criticising what he considers some of the abuses of political freedoms involved in the way that this trial has been put together. For example, a protest in Barcelona is a key part of the prosecution's case. And he's saying that's an attack on a basic right.
James, the Socialist Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez has come under a lot of pressure over his attempts to have dialogue with the leadership in Catalonia, and this trial comes at quite an important time for him, doesn't it?
Well, that's right. Sanchez is really caught between the wedge, which may see his government have to call an early election this very week. Tomorrow he faces a vote in Congress, and obviously the Conservative opposition is going to vote against his budget plan for this year. And so far, the Catalan nationalist and independent supporters who have propped up his minority government are also saying they're going to vote against it because they don't think he's done enough in negotiations or that he's done enough to help the situation of what they consider political prisoners. So we could actually be seeing an election as early as April, something which might actually lead to the suspension of the trial. It's not really clear how that will be dealt with if elections are called so quickly.
James Badcock there with the latest from Madrid. Thank you.